because I cherish my name. Oscar Hills IV. I'm proud of that name, and I'll stand by that name.
Okay, so this is update number 6. Now, I am doing this one because I had to update some information. Back in update number 4, I was talking about the arrears that this man, Mr. Bootstate, had in child support. And I'm doing this because he is out here looking for a surrogate, acting like he needs to continue his name. But in previous updates, we have found out that he actually has quite a few kids. One of his baby's mothers told me that there was 9 kids. Well, somebody else inboxed me and said that he has more than 9. I don't have an exact number, so we'll just start with 9. So this child support arrearage was from 2017. So unless he has started paying his arrearage back, I'm sure is well over that. And so this was for 2 kids that were not the subject of what I was talking about in update number 5. So this mom right here is the one that was feeding me some information. And she's the one that said that he was behind by $150,000. So when I mentioned the $20,000 in arrearage, I thought it was her. I made a mistake. She says, I'm not the child's mother of that other child support order you spoke on. Those are minors P and J. They live in Baton Rouge. That mom was owed $20,000. And like we saw, that was back in 2017. No telling how much the arrearage is now. So there are at least two back child support arrearages that this man is in. So I'm just correcting that part. There are 2 orders that he is well behind on. So this woman actually did email me a copy of her child support papers, which I'm not going to post. But what she wanted to let me know was Mr. Bootstate is the one that took her to court for child support. He took her to court. She says, Oscar took me to court. I never would have filed anything against him. I was too scared. He filed for custody and shared visitation because he wasn't working and thought he would get me to pay him child support. Notice in his request, he also asked to be able to claim our children on his taxes. He did that with the other child support claim as well. His motive was money. If it wasn't the money, then why hasn't he seen them since 2014? He doesn't love them, only himself. When money was removed, he didn't want to have anything to do with them. My son carries the pain of this, and this is something we work through all the time. And keep in mind, her son is a teenager. Her son and daughter are teenagers. So Mr. Bootstate did make it to my TikTok page and my YouTube page. I did tag him on TikTok. And so this was his first comment, was to laugh. Now, my comment to him was, your son was heartbroken seeing you act like you didn't have kids. You can laugh, though. They'll see this. At least 2 will. And I knew 2 were going to see it because the mom, who is in the comment section, was showing her children to make sure that her children knew how he was acting. And then come to find out, other people that know Mr. Bootstate are watching these too, because I've gotten an inbox regarding as much. And one of the comments, and understand that TikTok puts things kind of out of order. He's not responding directly to me speaking about his kids. He doesn't respond to that. He talks about all other things because I keep trying to bring it back to child support, his arrearages. How are you continuing your name? How are you looking for a surrogate when you are back on child support? Whatever. And I mentioned something about running from the feds. He's running from the feds because he owes this PPP loan. He's like, running from the feds. Lord, where are these people coming from? Now, in the update number 5, I showed documentation where he owes over $500,000. But somebody else inboxed me and said, look at the ProPublica documents. So this is documentation about Bootstate Financial Group getting a PPP loan. So this is the ProPublica tracker that was tracking the PPP loans. And here it says right here, Bootstate Financial Group got an amount of And they supposedly have 40 people on their payroll. It says jobs reported was 40. And this was approved in May 2020. Like I said, this is Boot State Financial Group. You can see that heading right up there at the top, 675,272. So, and keep in mind, he's in Hawaii. This is located in Louisiana. We shall see if what comes of this. But people in my in my inbox are like, he's running from the feds. And this is money that will obviously have to be paid back. So he has a company called Boot State Financial. But when he's in my comment section, he just keeps talking about his app or his networking website or whatever. He's not even talking about his financial group. And there are documentation that put his name on Boot State Financial. All of that is Googleable. All you have to do is get into your Google machine and you can see the names Boot State Financial Group and his name. It's all connected. And so since he doesn't want to talk about his kids and back child support, all he keeps wanting to talk about are mugs. That's all he's talking about. What are my annual sales on mugs? Because he really thinks that I'm pressed about mugs. And so I said to him, you pressed about these mugs. My main job is mom, MOM, as in a parent. And he's like, single, of course, because he assumes that I'm a single mom. I didn't correct him, whatever. He says, yes, we can all assume, but I wouldn't take things, or should I say unreliable information, and say it's truth. You know what that is. Come to, we got ups and we can discuss it. And so, that's all he keeps doing is talking about his website. He does not talk about his kids or back child support or any of the fraud situation, because all of these documents are there. The arrearages, all of these things are right there at just clicking around. So while I have a captive audience, I will remind us all that I do have a book out called Ashy Men Will Make You Fat, a petty self-help guide that can be found on BurbNBougie.com. Just reminding us all that who you pair up with, who you have children with, can impact your mental, physical, emotional, and financial health for a couple of decades, if not the rest of your life. So we need to make an effort to stay away from people like this. Not that we can always tell, not that they always tell us the truth, because who would know if they're hiding all of these kids, if they're just simply abandoning their children. Anyways, you guys go ahead and jump in the comments. Like I'm bringing you these updates as I'm getting these updates. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.